And now, stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Talking Basketball Podcast. I am Mark.
I am Paul. Yo!
Wow, he's excited about this topic today.
or it could be we're a few cans in, Mark.
Season 3, Episode 3. Go back and check out our episodes if you haven't listened. We've got about 190 now, so it's probably creeping up to 200, which is great. But thank you everyone who has listened this far. We massively appreciate every listen, every time you send out a message to us, every time you talk to us or carry on a conversation that we've had on the podcast. Freaks us out a little bit, but we do really massively appreciate.
We are staring at 1 million downloads in the face, Mark.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's a great place to be. But if you haven't learned the first episode of this season, we were talking about the SLB and where Super League basketball is kicking off in the UK. For those who don't know, that's the incumbent top tier league. In our second episode, we were talking about the BCB, which is our middle tier league, which has branched off to create something else very interesting. So we're going to see how that goes. And this one, we're going to talk about the GBBL.
And the NBA.
Of course. Why would we not talk about the NBA?
Is it the same thing? That's the question.
Let's start. So, Paul, what's the GBBL news? What was their statement this week?
That's some Irish crickets.
Oh, God.
For everyone.
That sets the tone. I can't do that. I just drink water, so I don't know what. I just go, here's a cup.
So,
the GBBL, what did they announce?
They're delaying the start of the season for another year. So that means we've got another 2 seasons before the GBBL
now
come into the UK scene, which
when they won that license, when they won that license,
it was still 2 seasons away.
No.
It was 2026 they were going to start.
Yes.
Now saying 2027. Now, because of the way season goes between September-ish, October-ish to April, around there, when they say 2027, they're talking September 2027.
Yeah.
So you're right at the end of 2027.
Yeah. Now,
I'm a bit disappointed, if I'm honest, because look, I've been a very big supporter of the SLB, of those teams, particularly. And it was going to be so interesting what happens when the GBBL and the SLB come in and clash. And I hope they all come together as one league. But I'm just disappointed. It's like, okay, we got to wait another year.
So here's a question. Have they broken the terms of them winning their license? Because part of the license was that they were going to issue a certain amount of money, which they're clearly going to do. And they're going to provide certain thing. And they were going to start delivering.
Didn't even think about it.
As of 2026.
Jeez.
Oh my God. They could automatically be breaching their agreement on why they were issued or won their license just by the fact that they've delayed it another year.
I didn't even think about it, Mark, if I'm honest.
So what happens? So we haven't got top tier basketball in the UK, but we have. Because if you go back and listen to episode 1, we're going to talk about the SLB.
SLB
and they're delivering
top tier basketball in the UK
for the next
until
2 seasons.
2 full seasons.
2 full seasons of SLB.
So it's another 2 years from now until we know what the GBBL thing looks like.
And all I'll say is this: every single month that the SLB and the BCB, every single month that they are delivering a decent basketball product and experience, every single time they do that, it makes it harder and harder for the GBBL.
You're adding history. You're adding legacy.
Yeah, you are adding on, and you've got more fans who are turning up to it, who are new fans, and they're going to look at this and go, "This is the team I want to support."
Yeah.
So then, when the GBBL turn up with whatever they're going to bring, it's interesting.
Where the GBBL could be successful is if they go after history. So, for example, if you go after Thames Valley.
Yep.
Thames Valley Tigers, huge history in UK basketball in the BBL, no longer around. Portsmouth, in those days it would have been, Portsmouth FC Basketball Club.
I mean, you can easily do London Towers if you're going to say.
London Towers, but with Portsmouth in particular, you can say undefeated two-time top champion and then cease to exist.
Yep.
That's like an NBA, Boston Celtics winning the team twice and then ceasing to exist.
Yep.
The UK equivalent. Liverpool, Sunderland. I mean, you can just go around the country naming teams.
Yep.
That's who, if I was the GBBL, that's who I'd be going for, because you're then going to tie in with you've got historic teams. I mean, you're going to have to invest for where they're going to play. But yeah, what they have slipped out, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but the GBBL are going to have two teams. At the moment, we know there's two teams. There's one in Manchester and one in London.
Yep.
Obviously, London, capital of the UK. Sorry, capital UK. That's listening to too many Americans. Is capital of England within the UK, and Manchester, which I guess is the capital of basketball.
Yep.
I don't agree with that at all, but it's Manchester seems to be the place that they've nominated as this is where the basketball scene is.
Yeah.
You reckon it's because of that building, right?
Yeah. Well, because the UK Basketball's Excellence Centre, or whatever you call it, the one in Manchester it's called the UK Basketball Centre. It's like the main one. It's got 5 courts there and stuff, hasn't it?
But most of the clubs who go to play in the playoffs and stuff, generally speaking, are driving 5 hours past London to get to these places. But we've talked about that before, to get to Manchester, sorry. But so please call yourself the Manchester Giants.
Yep. Bring that back.
That was one of the best names. I love the Manchester Giants. The team in London, the London Towers, the London Royals. I mean, there's some great names they could pick.
So this is where
London Knights.
I mean, you're thinking about this now, and it sounds good, doesn't it? But this is where I think we all need to
call a timeout.
Put the tinfoil hats on.
What?
Put the tinfoil hats on. Because this is where it gets
Talk
a little
about
bit...
aliens?
No. So we're talking about GBBL. We know something's going to happen.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. And then this week, at the same time that they've announced that, within 48 hours, all of these bits of information that we're going to tell you now have come out. Probably even 24 hours, 36 or something. So then the next bit of news was, as everyone has talked about the NBA coming to Europe, it's been no secret that the NBA wants to do something in Europe. Now, the NBA has NBA Africa already and NBA in China. They have those leagues. And I think there's one in NBA LATAM. But NBA Africa has done really, really well. And they've set up leagues and things there. So,
can I just say one thing really quickly?
Yes.
Just to highlight this point, is how valuable this is to the NBA.
Oh, it's huge.
In the NBA currently, 1 in 6 players is from Europe.
Yep.
If you look at the last 7 MVPs, 5 out of those 7 have been from Europe.
Yeah, they're all European players, yeah. And that, now Europe, as we all know, has had the EuroLeague. And you've got EuroLeague and Eurocup, and you've got a lot of, in the same way in America, you've got the 50 odd states, yeah? And you do have Canada involved in there at the same time. But fundamentally, all of NBA Europe would be a similar thing, except that instead of states, you actually have countries. Because we've got like 40 countries all sort of like quite close together.
Well, I've got some info. I can't say where I heard this from,
but
and I cannot verify it.
But we all know NBA Europe's going to come, because last season we were talking about the fact that EuroLeague, big people were pulling out. People are pulling out of Real Madrid. People are pulling out of Paris Saint-Germain. People were pulling out, like, in terms of big sponsorships. All of those sort of money people, because the reality is EuroLeague, as good as it is, Turkish Airlines, who were originally sponsoring EuroLeague, they are no longer the main sponsor for EuroLeague, I believe. I don't know if that's been resolved ever since. But when you start getting lots and lots of money coming out, and at the same time, the NBA is the number 1 basketball product in the world. So then they say, hey, we're going to open a European league. Who are you going to put? If you're someone who wants to spend advertising money, where are you going to put the money?
I will say you're going to have multiple teams and countries.
Of course you will.
Just for the fact you've got Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Yep.
So both those teams are going to be in it.
Yep.
Both those teams are taking on NBA teams in the preseason.
Yep. And who's one of the best players to come from Real Madrid? My boy Luka. He played.
Yes, he did.
So he was Madrid originally, and you've even had the boss from Real Madrid, who obviously is from the football and the basketball. He went over to watch the basketball games, and Luka came over. And if you ever watch that clip, watch how Luka treats him, because it's 100%. This is how people respect people. It's like, doesn't matter who. Yeah, I'm Luka Doncic. Everyone knows who I am. I earn a lot of money, and he's a young guy. But he sees that guy who owns everything, and he's like, massive respect. And I love that. I love that clip.
But I know that the plan is potentially 16 teams.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take I think a genius to work out. Look, Real Madrid, Barcelona. There's 2 straight away.
Yep. Paris Saint-Germain was one of them.
Paris Saint-Germain. Now that's one that again, it feels like this association with football.
Yeah.
Which is dominantly, you see it all over Europe, but also 100%. In the UK in history. So one of the things, and again, I'm not going to say where this has come from, but one of the rumours I've heard, do you know, currently they've talked about the GBBL have talked about Manchester and London.
Yeah.
This is allegedly, but where have you got a lot of money in Manchester? Manchester City Football Club.
Yeah.
So is it perceivable that this club is Manchester City Basketball Club?
Yeah, of course it is.
So I don't know that for sure, but that is the rumour. But I love the idea that you've got the light blue, white shorts on a basketball court. I love that thing. I love seeing the Barcelona kit and just go in. That's Barcelona on a basketball
as
court.
We know, when we were speaking to Paul Blake from Newcastle Eagles, go back and listen to his interview, because Paul was really gracious with his time and gave us a lot of info. For a lot of people who didn't know, obviously Newcastle Eagles were originally Sunderland, weren't they? And they moved across. But what Paul shared with us was the fact that originally it was all owned by the same person who owned Newcastle in terms of the football, who owned in terms of the rugby, I think, as well. And it was a very similar outcome to what was happening with Portsmouth with the football, where it's like these teams all sort of conglomerate together and become, your town is represented by these teams. So if you lived in Bristol, for example, you've got Bristol for rugby, you've got Bristol for basketball, you've got all of those sort of things. Yeah. So, and Bristol does that at the moment. That's the reason I'm highlighting them, because Bristol was a perfect example. They got the foundation with 3 or 4 main sports teams, all owned by the same person, and they make a really good. Bristol are brilliant at advertising, and if you've got someone who's a fan of the football, they'll probably be a fan of the rugby, they'll probably be a fan of the basketball, and most likely any of the other sports that they would then bring on in future. So why does that model work in Europe? Well, we've only got to look at Panathinaikos or Olympiakos in Greece.
Imagine taking that rivalry in NBA Europe.
Yes. So Olympiakos and Panathinaikos are probably the 2 of the biggest ones, obviously, for Greece basketball.
But the only way for our American listeners to imagine being in the 80s now and Lakers versus Celtics, that is that rivalry.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Can I just say this as well, is and this isn't a criticism, this is a fact, that NBA Europe will have one thing that is far beyond the NBA. And this isn't a disrespect to the NBA, but they would not be able to get close to NBA Europe on this. And that is the crowd. And just go online, if you don't believe me, and look what a basketball game looks like in Europe. It is a football crowd. You've got...
That's why, because it's a football crowd, because they are saying... When we had George on, when George came in and was talking about Panathinaikos... Yeah. And when George came on, shout out George, he was saying how, if you're from here, you support Panathinaikos. And that is... You
George saved my life.
I won't say you bleed that colour, but that's what you do, don't you? It's like the people, because they are football teams, and football supporters, that's how they support it. So when it comes to the basketball, they support it with the same passion.
And the only equivalent that you have in America is college basketball and college American football.
They're fanatical.
Yes.
They are fanatical.
So it's Like that's you know what I mean by it. I hope that didn't sound like I was just barking down the microphone. But
every single person has seen it, and if you haven't,
that's what you get for the game. America, you get that for the fourth quarter.
Anyone who hasn't seen it,
something amazing. If you
go and watch I know it's Panathinaikos, but I can't think who it was. It might have been Olympiacos or Milan. They went and played in the very first Olympic stadium.
Yes. Was that in Athens?
In Athens,
yeah.
Because obviously that was when the first Olympics came.
But it was nuts.
Go and watch that.
It was like the freaking Colosseum.
Yeah. Go and watch it. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, go. And even if you have seen it, go watch it again.
The noise lights. And just think, like,
different.
It's a bit like you haven't got anything like that in it. Like, that is an arena you will never get in America.
No.
It's like going to...
So I've been in the
Monarch Theatre in Cornwall. Yeah. I know that's a really... Have you ever been to there?
The Monarch, yeah.
And you're overlooking an ocean, and the stage is in front of you, like, and you're in rocks as you look in. Like, that is the equivalent of that Athens basketball game. It was...
So I did a tour
You'd
of
never be able to get that in America.
The Minnesota Vikings. I went into their building when I was over there. But there was no game on. I just did the tour there. And it was gigantic. I mean, if you got a seat at the top, you're getting... headaches and nosebleeds. It's insanity.
Take basketball and watch Gladiator, put them together, and that's what that basketball game was.
It's a Colosseum. So those things, that is what Basketball Europe's going to bring to us. Now, here's where the plot thickens. So GBBL announced they're delaying it by another year, so it's going to be 2 years coming up. At the same time, NBA Europe say, we are coming to Europe. NBA Europe is happening. That's a fact. Like, they've put it out there. And within 24 hours, the UK Prime Minister is shaking hands with Adam Silver, which is hilarious. If you haven't seen that picture, it's like, it looks like someone meeting, I don't know, just someone from a film set. It doesn't look like a real photo, but obviously it happens. Because Adam Silver's a tall dude. So when you see that photo and they're shaking hands.
How tall is Starmer?
I don't know, but I know if you have ever seen some of the, when they're announcing the rookies and they're doing the draft night, you see Adam Silver standing there on the draft night. He's not a short dude. So he's got to be 6'5", 6'6", something like that, maybe. He's a taller dude. He's not short, but
5'8". Man, we got a short prime minister.
Oh yeah. He's
short.
Yeah.
Let me look at that picture again.
Anyway.
He's 6 foot. He's just...
No, he's not. He's taller than that.
Maybe a little bit.
No, he is. Anyway, the point is that when he's there chatting, they've come to an agreement, and the NBA is now putting in £5 million into the UK for basketball. Yeah. And at the same time, the UK government went, hey, we'll match that. And the idea is to build up a base and bring it all in, with the view to bringing that product into the UK and raising it. And you look at it and go, hang on a minute. So the NBA's announced they're having European teams, and it's going to start in a year or two. They're actively doing it. The European teams are ramping down their sponsorships. At the same time, they are openly, in public, investing a large amount of money into the UK, saying, hey, we're going to fund you to do this. And the league that was bought by an ex-Portland Trail Blazers GM, the league, the GBBL, was bought by him, and he actually, that's been delayed another year. And you look at it and go, is the GBBL actually going to be NBA, UK's NBA? That because it could be, and that's what I'm saying. And this is where the tinfoil hat's got to come out now, because if you put that, No, just think about this.
What, you can't have two teams in a league, though, in the GBBL.
No, but you have to. You have to have a legal entity. So
No,
you do.
I've just clocked it. Do you know what it's going to be? It'll be like the Champions League. Whoever finishes top two in the GBBL will get into the NBA Europe. No, there's no way the NBA Europe teams will let them go down.
No, they can't do that. They can't do that. So NBA Europe will be made up of like 12, 15 teams, 20 teams, whatever it is. And you're going to have a couple of teams from each country. So you might have one team. I think Marseille is another popular team for basketball. So you might have Marseille, but you'll also have Paris. Yeah. And when you're doing those sort of things, So having two teams in the UK makes perfect sense. The GBBL Limited, if you remember, is first and foremost, it's a limited company. Yeah. Yes, they've won a license to do something, but all they've won a license to do is to do something that they've now delayed for another year, which could open them up potentially to doing, hey, what's going on? In the meanwhile, they've now got a base where all the money that comes from the NBA could get put into the GBBL. And what could that be done? Well, that could be there to build up NBA European leagues, NBA coaches, NBA refs. We were talking about this on the other episodes. NBA infrastructures that are not just FIBA related, because if you remember, the NBA isn't FIBA. Let's remember that. The NBA isn't FIBA. So the GBBL doesn't have to play that way. And the GBBL is owned by someone who literally was the GM of Portland Trail Blazers. And also has played in Europe and obviously ran a bit of EuroLeague for a while. He was vice president, blah, blah, blah. So when you put all of those things together, you go, you've got the recipe of a mechanism, because everything was about money. We all know this. There's a mechanism there that the UK can be part of something. Because the Orlando Magic's owned by a family. It's not orlandomagic.com PLC or whatever. They're owned by their own thing. So all of these big tier companies are all owned by something. Obviously, Mark Cuban over the Mavericks, but it's Dallas Mavericks LLP or whatever it is. They're all a limited company owned by a bigger thing. But there has to be a thing at the top, a mechanism where money can go in and out of and then feed to these teams. So that's the GBBL. And who else better to run that than someone who's got EuroLeague experience and NBA experience and have got enough money that they can sit there and fund it. And now they're saying, hey, we'll put some money in together. It doesn't take rocket science.
I think if it makes UK basketball stronger and great, then
why would they merge the timelines? They've literally publicly announced the merging of the timelines. Thing?
And I always pay attention to people's wording on this. And Silver's wording was, there was one word that stood out. Oh man, where is it? Could. He added the word could. Adam Silver said, and this is quoted on ESPN. Adam Silver says the new European League could start in 2027. Why have he said could?
Don't know.
Rather than is. So that was the only thing that stood out. But you know what? NBA Europe, I love the idea. Like you've got, I mean, you're going to have countries like what we said already, but like you mentioned Madrid, Berlin, you've got this injection, especially in like Orlando with the German players and stuff like that, Istanbul, Athens, Greece. You've I know this is a sensitive subject, but you've got to consider a Russian team, I think, in that because, you've got the history with Russia, a Russian city being the best club in Europe.
Lithuania.
I think 16 teams is tough. Maybe they'll start on 16, it'll get to 30, but I think that's really tough. But I love the idea, and the reason I love the idea is because of culture.
Yeah, 100%.
And like you know what I'm talking now. You go to London and you experience one thing. You go to Berlin, Bruges, Paris.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, you're going to experience something. And that's what I love about the concept of NBA Europe is.
Do you think they should follow the football?
Injection of cultures.
Yeah. So on culture, do you think they should follow football fundamentally? The framework of it? Because an actual NBA framework as the NBA works in America wouldn't work over directly.
Well, whoever gets in.
Because in America, you have all.
You mean relegation, stuff like that?
Not even that. Just we're talking about cultures. We are physically talking about different. Like the NBA covers 40 states, or I can't remember how many states it's in. It's like 15 states, 20 states, whatever it is. But in some places in America, they are like their own culture compared to other places. But we are physically talking about Spain, France, Turkey, Greece, Lithuania, the UK, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden. We're talking about Italy. countries that physically are completely, not in just different places, they're culturally so different. And the only thing that's ever worked in a framework has been, is it Champions League, you said? Because every single league has a domestic league.
Oh, I see. And the top 2 go into
Yes.
NBA. Yeah. I think that would probably be the best model for Europe.
This is what I'm trying to think.
Based on, I think, American culture and
it won't work
how it works. If you've got an owner, they'll go, okay, cool, I'm going to come in and I'll be the owner and I'll do all this. But yeah, I'm not getting relegated. You're going to have it. But you have that in the Euro Cup now, where you got certain teams who won't get relegated. So,
well, that's EuroLeague at the moment. EuroLeague is
sounds exciting though, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
And you have to consider this. You have to consider this. As you were talking, this popped in my head. So in Europe, we kind of laugh a little bit at the Americans' expense. And this isn't anything derogatory. We laugh at their expense in the sense that they say, yeah, we're world champions when they win the NBA. When they win the NBA. So you win a domestic league and you're the world champions. I think I speak on behalf of everyone where we say the best basketball players in the world are in the NBA. We all know that.
Yep.
Okay. But it's kind of a little bit of a joke. Oh, I'm world champion.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Are you? Well, because in the World Cup, Germany are world champions. In Europe, Germany are world champions.
And and the Premier, we've said, Premier League is arguably the best football league on the planet. Whoever wins the Premier League, they don't say they're world champions, do they?
Exactly.
So it will open it up.
But
most
Mark,
definitely.
This is where I'm going. And if anyone from NBA Europe, Adam Silver, listens to this, this is your future. I'm telling you now. You have the NBA domestic league. You have NBA Europe. You said NBA Asia, NBA Africa.
They've already got those, yeah.
And they all come together in the NBA Super Cup for the World Championship.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So my
isn't that an amazing idea? The
brilliant.
NBA Super, the NBA World Super Cup.
So
we were talking about the NBA Cup multiple seasons before the NBA Cup turned up.
100%.
And we started saying NBA Cup, and they were like in-season tournament.
But the only challenge they have, and I'm going to say it, however weak some of the players are about all this stuff, you got to say fatiguing on players. If they did do Super Cups and those sort of things, it will play a part, because then you're going to have people who want to play, like you say, Giannis and Luka, for example, they want to play for their home countries. Yeah, they want to represent their home countries. If you're going to do Super Cups, where you're going to fit that into the leagues and structures.
That's the same. Like all the leagues finish, and then you have the NBA World Super Cup.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
if you want to win for Greece, let's say,
I think
that's the World Cup.
You'd have to do it in a year. Maybe they could do it every couple of years. So it's the years where there isn't.
You do have it in football.
Stuff like that.
I'm sure you do have it in football.
Yeah, I know.
I think they all go to South Africa, and you get all the best South African teams, the European teams. They all come together and they play for the tournament. And
they do
the world club champion?
But they do the America's Cup, for example, don't they? Where they do North America, South America. They do like Brazil, Colombia. They get all the football teams together, and it's whoever's the America's Cup, the LATAM Cup, the Asia Cup. They do. Yeah, I get all those.
Mark, let's just say you've got the NBA champions.
But basketball players, we know basketball players already play more games professionally than a lot of, let's say, football players. Like way more.
We're talking 2 more games, Mark. Like 2 more games. You have the continents, semi-final, final, done.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine then.
We're not talking about a massive league.
No, okay.
We're talking. You win the NBA championship.
Like the Milk Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah, you win the NBA championship, you go to the NBA World Cup.
Was that the most prestigious?
You know what? Where the NBA will water it down, if they did this, they'll go, oh, yeah.
Make it a run around.
Top 4 in the NBA go through. No. You got to win the championship 2. And you go through. Imagine right now,
Panathinaikos.
That team you just said there, taking on Oakland Thunder.
Yep.
Oakland Thunder?
Oklahoma City Thunder.
I don't know why I said Oakland Thunder.
Oh, where you going with there? That's the Irish crickets talking.
Imagine those 2 teams going head to head for the NBA World Cup Championship. Are you telling me you would not tune in for that?
No, of course you would.
Now imagine Where would that be played? In the Colosseum.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In Greece.
There is
in Athens.
There is such a fan base for basketball. And the one thing that the NBA do right...
One game, not best of 7, one game.
What do the NBA do better than the other places?
Marketing, tour players, money, arenas, cars.
It's a product. It's an entertainment product, isn't it? They've made it an entertainment product. So when you go to a basketball game, you've got the dancers, you've got the atmosphere, you've got the food. It's a whole evening's entertainment. You're not just going, and you can take the kids, you can take family members and friends. People go there to those sort of games and just like, hey, let's go do something. Like it's a night out. It's just classed as a night out, like just going to the cinema or something. It's an actual entertainment package, whether you're a huge sports fan or not. Whereas what we're talking about in Europe is you got all these diehard fans and stuff. If you take the diehard fans and all of that sort of thing from football and you combine that with how polished an NBA product can be.
Yeah.
People support Washington, and Washington is dog shit. It is the worst team.
Wow.
It is. Just Washington have never been. I'm not even doing a snowflake on that. It's Washington. If you go and knowingly buy... I saw someone recently... shout out to
You're out of order, Mark.
No,
I'm going to shout out to all the Washington Bullet fans and the Wizard fans.
No, stuff them. Like, wow. Washington is a place. Someone says, "Hey, you've just got a contract for Washington." You're like, don't worry about it. Just forget it. It's like no one goes to support you. It's ironically, it's the nation's capital when no one cares about sport there. However, I have just seen, slight sidebar, but they're really petitioning now to bring back the name Washington Redskins over the Washington Commanders because everyone hates the name because they went trying to be really politically correct. Everyone's like, no, they're the Redskins. Like, bring that name back for the NFL team. And you go, yeah, because it's got heritage and it means something. Whereas the Commanders just sounds really cheap. It's just not a good name. Like Houston Oilers, they had
and this is just my opinion, but the actual helmet of the
Redskins helmet was
Redskins,
amazing.
It just looked, it was
amazing.
Like you get that going up against the Dallas Cowboys helmet, like on the TV, it just looks, it does look great, doesn't it?
100%. So that's what sports teams have to lock into. I'm not going to talk about Seattle and stuff, but when you see places and around the country, in America, they have hubs of places where there's sports fans. The UK is the same. So that's why when they pick out Manchester, when they pick out London and places like that, and Newcastle, all you got to do is look at where the teams are based, and you go, there's where sports fans are. There are sports fans everywhere.
I think their biggest challenge is where are they going to play? So that's the biggest challenge. Where are all these teams, even the GBBL and the NBA, where are you going to play?
So in 2 years, London is going to have another arena built where they can play stuff. That's where, if you remember...
They're going to look at the O2, I guess.
No, they've already talked about their building.
No, but if there's a London team, where they're going to say you're in the O2.
Well, they would play where the London Lions play currently at the moment because that's the park there. But here in the Olympic Village, and the reason is because London Lions are getting their own stadium. They're going to be building one. And the mayor has already said, I want to do that. At the same time, the NBA is now saying we're going to put more money in. And the mayor has already been in London, has already been talking with the NBA to do the NBA coaching programs we've seen. So here's my question to you.
7. Blue. Ghost.
No. Bigger. If you have the NBA, we've spoken to quite a few people who've gone to college in America. And usually the route to get in the NBA is you've got to play D1, American college basketball. And out of those 500 people, maybe 50 will get picked if you're lucky. Yeah. It's outrageously, hard effort. If you have an NBA Europe product now, you've got another 15 to 20 teams, say.
Yeah, I was thinking this when you were talking earlier.
And if you've got NBA, and yes, you're going to bring. I know what you're going to say. Yes, you're going to bring players across, but does it mean there's going to be new opportunities for professional level?
Definitely.
University.
Yeah. Well,
pathways.
You can't tell me that if you were an NBA owner, let's say you own the Lakers, and you go, right, I've got these guys who are good, but I don't think they're NBA good yet. I'm just going to send them down to the London team and see how they do down there. and give them a season down there. Just going to put them on loan and then bring them back. I don't know
if they
but
that's that. No, but if they own it, that's what I'm saying. So you've got really interesting things where you go, can you cross? Because obviously they do that with the G League where they give people 2-way contracts and they give people 10-day contracts and all that sort of stuff. But can they do that into between NBA Asia and NBA Africa and NBA Europe and NBA America, for example? Can they do that? I'm not sure. And then if they can do that, well, are the people in America going to own the teams over here? No. The people who own Real Madrid are the people who are the football team. So no one from the Lakers is going to have any stake in that league.
They could have an association. There are definitely clubs
they might have associations
in football where they say, we've got a relationship and we will loan each other players. The team lower down gets a good player, but he gets the experience to then go back up.
Yep.
So is that what you're saying? You could get that?
Yeah, they could get that because they can't give them a player, or they might work some sort of deals and stuff. But
you don't get loans, do you, in NBA?
No,
that's what I'm saying. But we would say you'd loan a player out for a season,
But they won't. They'll have to give them a contract. This is what I'm saying. And Paris Saint-Germain or Real Madrid, they are owned by Real Madrid. They have nothing to do with the damn Lakers or Boston Celtics or anyone like that. So you're not going to get someone from Charlotte Hornets saying, oh, I'm invested in NBA Europe. Nope. So the challenge comes in two folds. You've got one, all the teams in Europe, do they get watered down? Actually, no, they get risen up. But does it water down the teams in America? No, it adds more value to them. And as you saw, what was it, 10 billion, sorry, that the Celtics, what did they sell for? 6.6 billion or something like that? It was a crazy amount of money, wasn't it? And then the 10 billion for the Lakers when they were bought. There's like some serious money going around, like billions. So when you look at it that way, I think Mavs were sold for 3.3 billion. Like that's huge money to make a team.
And the investment we got was 10 million.
Yeah.
Yay.
I mean, that'd be, if anyone wants to send us $1 million, like we'd accept that. But
I do a podcast every day for multiple years.
Listen, in all seriousness,
I want to see where that 10 million goes though.
It's 5 million from the UK government and UK sport, and then it's another 5 million from the NBA, so it's match funded.
But not that I'm untrusting of the UK government.
I'm 100
whatsoever. But
they're weasels.
How much money do we get? Like, not we get, but from basketball funding in the UK. You said it before, was it?
0.
No, it was something, wasn't it? It was like 9 million or 13 million or something like that. When they say, yes, here's 5 million, could they then go, oh yeah, that money that was going to that, that 5 million goes here?
Yeah.
Like, so they're actually investing nothing.
And most of that money will be,
I don't know.
Like the money that gets put into basketball in the UK, for example, I guarantee if we looked at the books, which obviously we never could, but I guarantee about 70% of that money is already pre-signed off, and it'll be running kids clubs, paying for sports halls, paying for school activities, and then them refunding back to the things themselves and that. So already those funds is just to keep things going.
Yeah, I know this sounds really harsh, and this is going to be really contentious, what I say. This 10 million sounds amazing. If it is 10 million, great.
Yeah.
What my concerns are is some guy in Basketball England goes, okay, cool, I'm going to get a bit of a bonus this year. That's what I hope doesn't happen. I'm not saying Basketball England, but people at certain levels get bonuses. That's what I don't want. I want this to go into the communities. Yeah. Now, go back a couple of decades and was it Adidas did that investment on all the courts around the UK?
In the 90s.
Yeah. And you saw these Adidas rings go up everywhere.
They were punishing.
Which was great, but in the same sense, it is like, has that contributed massively to UK basketball?
I think it has.
But that 10 million, part of me thinks, is it going to make parks around the UK better where there's a basketball court and you're kind of spreading it thin to kind of cover everyone and everyone gets a new ring? You go, okay, cool, that's it. Or could you just pick one location, let's just say Cornwall, and go, we're going to build an arena there. And bam, there's another community. I don't know, but I just think 10 million, it's not that much.
It will go quickly. It would go quickly.
What benefit am I going to see on the south coast of that 10 million?
We won't. because we're
So all
we're
I'm really
considered
looking-
rich by the,
But I'm
the
just really
government.
looking at Handshake with Silver and Starmer going 10 million. Okay, cool. Like, I don't believe you until I want to go, oh, damn, that's
Well,
what you just did on
yeah,
the
but-
court here and go, okay,
But here
cool.
the thing is, the
There's
NBA,
value in that.
people will look at it and say the NBA is given 10 million. The NBA is given 5 million. Yeah. That's the thing you got to remember. The government will match fund it. Now, just remember that the NBA last season, or the beginning of this last season, signed an $11 billion deal for the TV rights for the next 10 years. So that's just TV rights on its own. 11 billion. And they've just given us 5 million.
Anyone who's involved with that wants to sponsor the show, get in touch with us on ukbuzzwellpodcast@gmail.com.
Like,
I'm going to make a pledge right now, Mark.
we're talking 0.001%. Like, that is what they're giving.
Mark, on behalf of both of us, I'm gonna pledge money. I hope you don't mind.
To who?
The NBA contributed 5 mil.
Yep.
Government, UK, 5 mil. We are going to add 5 million to that. Me and you, right now, we pledge this as long as someone donates 5 mil to us.
I was about to say, if it
I'm
could be,
pledging it. If someone gives us 5 mil, I'm going to pledge that whole thing.
if someone gives us 5 million, we will pledge. If someone gives us 10 million, we will pledge 5 million to them.
No, I said 5 mil, 5 mil. But I want a picture and a handshake with Starmer and Silver.
I'll shake Silver's hand, sure.
I want to talk to 10 Downing Street.
No.
I don't want to jump on the Prime
Boring.
Minister's bed and go, this is cool.
Boring. Take a dump on it.
Keir, this is quality.
No, you're right.
Make some bacon sandwiches. Let's go. Right. So, yeah, I just hope the money goes so where people in the country can see it rather than just
I'm going to say it.
a headline. Yeah, 10 mil.
Right.
No one ever sees it.
I'm going to say it. And, you know, for all the big clubs that are established in the SLB, you don't need that money. Okay? You don't need that money. Just my opinion.
But could they
just
split it in half, Mark,
no,
and just do 2 arenas? That would make a difference.
No, we need 20 arenas. We don't need 2 arenas.
But that's a start.
But right, first of all, we need an arena in the South Coast.
Don't need
There is
more
no
outdoor courts
well,
with a new logo.
No. I get all that, but the thing is, when you look at it, what usually happens with money is they go, "Where's money going to give us the best visual?" And we don't, everyone does. That's why they do the fancy courts, and because it gives a best visual, and you can physically see that's where the development's gone. Whereas it's better if you actually say, "Oh, can we do something with this where we support 5 projects?" I don't know. We'll see.
Hang on. I just thought you said they're building a new thing in London.
Yeah.
I bet that's what it is.
Dude, it's
Oh, that's what it is.
all
Mark.
you've got
10
to
mil.
do.
Bam.
All you've got to do is put. Yeah, they've got the prices. They've got everything. I mean, it's all there. All the writing is in there. That is, and all I'm saying is this GBBL league. It's very unusual that they've all of a sudden they've said, "Oh, the NBA has just announced this money they're going to give to the UK, and the NBA has also announced they're definitely doing NBA Europe, and that's going to be in a few years' time. Oh, and we're going to delay for a year." You go.
Yeah, Mark,
That's the product.
I had to laugh. I just read a quote from our Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah.
Basketball, I'll try to do it in his accent. Basketball is booming in Britain, and this investment will help take it to the next level, opening up the game to thousands more people right across the country. 10 mil?
Boring.
It's going to take it to the next level.
Yeah, boring.
Jeez.
Not interested. Yeah. That's what you invest every year.
You
normally,
might get
so.
some outdoor courts to that. Man, like these
Yeah,
guys
and if they
haven't got a clue.
If they get outdoor courts,
Haven't got a
if they
clue.
get outdoor courts out of it, who's getting the money for the outdoor courts? Who makes the money out of it?
Again, there's going to be someone.
No. Who makes
someone? Mark.
No, who makes the money? All the local councils. So what happens if you know anything about how governments and their funds work? It's all about how they wash money from one pot to another. So a government can't
Like drug dealers.
No, yes, it is, but it isn't. And they use VAT and they use various things. But one of the main things that they will do, they'll take a project like this and they'll say, "How much is this project?" And it's like, well, it will cost them about £10,000 to build a court. And they go, great, we'll give you £15,000 for the court, that budget. And why is that? And then they'll spend all of that because it puts people in local council in jobs. It puts money into that local council. They can then produce it, blah, blah, blah. So it washes money through. The government can't directly give people money or businesses money because there's actually laws against a government saying, hey, Mr. Business, here's some money. But what they can do is fund projects that have lots of companies around. That's literally how the government works, because they can't give the money. If they fund a project, and this is worldwide. They do this worldwide. So look at where the money comes from. Look at where the money goes. At the end of the day, are we going to have a product? And this is where I'm going to be really controversial now. So,
oh no, Mark, you're never controversial.
No.
Oh my God, Oh my God, look at his face. He's getting that snowflake warning to everyone. He's turning himself up. Oh my God. Snowflake warning, everybody.
There's the snowflake.
Oh my God, everyone be prepared. Mark is about to speak something really controversial.
Yeah. So if you think that money is going to be going into the right hands, it's not.
I told you 10 minutes ago I really needed, and I was desperate to go to the toilet, and you're still talking.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not going in the right hands.
No, it's not. So this, I won't say it's controversial, but the reality is we're going to get these sort of products. We're going to get that sort of thing. And then what happens, we've talked about the GBBL, so we'll bring it back to episode 1, season 3, go back a couple of episodes. The SLB. Yep. Let's say in 2 years' time.
Why are you talking slower?
Listen, let's just say in 2 years' time, there is an NBA Europe. And the GBBL becomes the NBA Europe's teams, right? And when they do that, what happens? The BBF just say, okay, we'll change your license agreement. We'll keep the money you've given us. We'll award the league back to the SLB. They can be the preeminent league. And the GBBL can now be its own operator for the NBA teams that operate in NBA Europe. Yeah. And do you know what it basically is? It's better to ask forgiveness than permission. And that's what the GBBL have done. They've basically gone ahead and gone, we're just going to do this. And then when it comes back retrospectively, the SLB are going to fight for the next 2 years to put on 2 really good seasons. And I bet they will. And at the end of it, the BBF will go, I'll tell you what, you can have your league back anyway. They haven't lost anything. They've gone on the thing. And the BBF is just an excuse for them to get funding and money to wash through. And the BBL and the NBA and BBF and everyone to all get together. That's what I generally think is going to happen.
I'll be honest, I'm struggling to concentrate because I need to use the bathroom, Mark.
Okay. Well,
but I will say, if you've got the GBBL, and that's got, say, 14 teams, let's say, and 2 of those teams are in NBA Europe.
No. This is one point. In 2 years' time, they never start a league. They just change the whole terms of the thing, and they go, oh, you know what? We're not putting a league on. We've actually got 2 NBA teams instead.
Oh, I see.
And we're just changing the whole thing. And then the GBBL will say, actually, we won't have the license anymore. Give the license to them. Give the license to the SLB. But you can keep the $3 million we promised you. So you keep that money. BBF's happy. Give the license to SLB. SLB are happy. BBF are still happy because they're getting money in. And then what happens? The GBBL instead have now got operations in the UK for basketball, and they're licensed by the BBF, which means they can operate teams which then go into the NBA. And it's all been done legally and nicely and blah, blah, blah. So technically, no one wins out except for the fact that the Super League can't be called the official league for the results. If they could get over that hurdle, it would all go away. No one would even talk about it. That's the hurdle, and that's why the SLB...
I'm trying to work out who you're going to upset there. I don't think there's anyone who upset.
BBF, because they're a bunch of douches. Anyway.
Hey, we got to say, NBA, talking about NBA Europe and NBA, all that, you have got NBA back in London in 2026.
No, God!
What?
No!
Why are you doing that?
Please, no! No!
But
No!
is it coming back?
No!
Why did you the no for? Did you press the wrong button?
Because I was excited.
Oh.
Because they've had it in Paris for the last few years.
Oh, okay. Well, on the 18th of January 2026, Mark, can I get a bit of an echo? You have got your Orlando Magic taking on the Memphis Grizzlies.
I mean, seeing Jar will be great.
I mucked up Grizzlies. But look, you got Jar around. You got, Jackson Jr. You're going to have Paolo Banchero. The Wagner brothers, they're all going to be in town. It's going to be a great game.
And I'm guessing the Magic Dragon's going to be there.
Will Stuff be in town?
He's got to be.
I don't know.
The greatest NBA mascot. He's got to be there.
I don't know,
He's
Mark.
got to be there.
I don't know. But
But
look,
that is exciting that the NBA is coming to town.
go down to NBA.com, check out NBA events, and you'll see the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Orlando Magic at the O2 Arena in London, and tickets are on sale.
All I'll say is that the NBA game that was in Paris last year, everyone went to that. I spoke to a few people and they were like, the atmosphere was terrible. Whereas when they had their games in London, the atmosphere was great.
It was all right.
No,
It was all right.
no, the one in
The UK
Paris,
audience is pretty boring, isn't it?
No, the Paris one was worse.
It's a bit like that.
The NBA Paris one was really bad. They said
Worse than the UK?
Yeah, it was corporate. Wow. They said it was basically like a corporate event, and there was lots of people there who didn't really follow basketball. There was no real fans there. It was just like a corporate event. So it was just a really like muted, sort of environment. And that's quite surprising. It's an NBA thing. So that's why I think they've come back to London, because they know that we'll bring something.
I think just to summarize on that point, I think it's because people are going to see the spectacle of an NBA game. Oh, this
100%.
is an NBA game.
Yep.
They're not emotionally invested. Not
No,
everyone.
No.
So when you see Barcelona take on Real Madrid, they're emotionally invested in that game, and that's where you get those audiences
100%.
where it goes nuts. So yeah.
And maybe, you never know, they might get Ben Simmons playing for him, because he doesn't play in the NBA anymore.
Wow.
I mean, who rejects an NBA contract? Because, anyway.
I think, didn't his agent go, oh, I'm off, I'm done?
Oh, no, Ben Simmons' agent's just binned him off because he's gone, that's it, done. Like, he's toast. Anyway, enough of that. So ends another edition of the Talking Basketball podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And go back and check out the other ones. We've got some more coming up. But I'm going to keep talking and see if Paul is going to actually wet himself. He might not. He might. Who knows? Anyway, I've been Mark. Thanks for listening.
I'm in Paul, and we've been talking about NBA and GBBL and all the stuff and the British landscape. Look, there's something magical round the corner, Mark.
Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. And
It
it's not,
is
and it's
right
not,
now.
And it's not
Right
badminton.